Videographer reporting live for WSAN Student News. And today I have with me
Jamie Homles.
Jamie, what is your job?
My job, I own a company called Top Story Studios, and we basically create social media content for major corporations, nonprofits, and Socrates Academy.
Thank you very much. And you earlier were telling me about how you got into, I believe, Harvard off of debating. And could you tell me a bit about your process from being in Harvard to where you are now and how you started this company?
Okay, sure. So I didn't actually go to Harvard. We went there to debate.
I see. That makes more
but
sense,
I should tell people I went to Harvard, of course.
Yeah.
I just was visiting. So we were part of a debate team out of Florida, and we won a state tournament, and then we competed nationally against national teams at Harvard. So yeah, they let us visit for a short period of time. So I started as a TV reporter, a TV anchor, and I did that for about 30 years. I worked in Virginia, I worked in markets in South Florida, and then I was an anchor in Orlando for many, many years. And I got out of TV in about 2020, and I realized that clients now need to be able to tell their own stories. And so basically what I do now is the company tells stories for private corporations or for nonprofits.
And I would like to expand a bit on that, on the types of companies that you're telling stories about. And earlier you mentioned that you go around the world, I believe, correct?
We do, yeah. We travel quite a bit, and we land in cities, and we find stories for corporations, and then we tell those stories. Everybody now has the power of a television station in their pocket. You can broadcast anywhere in the world. And so we're telling those good stories. We're putting them together. We do it very quickly. I have basically a newsroom of people, and we shoot fast, we edit fast, we put it together very quickly, and we can turn it, the event that you guys had this morning with the kindergartners that they were all singing, we could have that on social media within the hour, and it would be all well produced, put together, just like you would see on the 5 o'clock news.
That's very impressive. And do you have any advice for anyone at Socrates who is considering following this path or doing something like this?
Well, for journalism has changed significantly over the years. So when I first got into it, I think that the industry as a whole was really well respected, and people thought, well, if I see it on TV, then I believe it. It's definitely become much more fractured and fragmented, and television and journalism, by and large, I think has taken some hits. So it's a very different industry now. So I think if you're going to go into that industry, you definitely need to be aware of what it is and what it represents. There will never be a shortage of the need for the truth, or people who go out to seek the truth, and that's critical, right? There has to be somebody on the front lines all the time asking questions like this of people who are usually in positions of power, and you have to be able to ask the right question. And so it's really, really important that people like yourselves have that curiosity and you have the courage. Because if I'm a public speaker or a politician and I tell you, the water is safe to drink, for instance, and there's nobody there to question it, is the water safe to drink? And it's people like you, the next generation coming up, that have to have the courage and the conviction to be able to ask those important questions.
Thank you so much for everything you do and taking the time today to partake in this interview. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Mateo Barkey reporting out.